Hello and a warm welcome to another episode of the program Agric. Today I'm Khadija Oluwatoyin Amin. This week we shall focus on a 2-day sensitization workshop on National Diploma Organic Agricultural Technology. The ES school was represented by Dr. Oluwafemi Salako said the hosting of the program is in its right direction owing to the fact that it oversees over 20 colleges of agriculture. He expressed hope that the deliberations from the meeting will yield fruition. Let's listen to him.
I'm representing the Executive Secretary of Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria in the person of Professor Garba Habidu Sharubutu, who is unavoidably absent, is on a national assignment. He has asked me to welcome everyone to this noble meeting. As you are aware, the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria is saddled with the responsibility of coordinating, supervising, and regulating agricultural research, training, and extension in Nigeria. So, you are much welcome to the seat of the administration. We are particularly delighted to host this meeting, especially as we have under our purview about more than 16 colleges of agriculture. We know the importance of this meeting, which has to do with developing a formidable curriculum for organic agriculture in Nigeria. So, on behalf of the Executive Secretary, we want to welcome you from the various schools, places all across the nation. We hope that as this meeting proceeds, you have a comfortable discussion that deliberates, and your deliberations will be fruitful. Once again, on behalf of the Executive Secretary, you are all welcome.
The President, Association of Organic Agriculture Practitioners of Nigeria, Dr. Jude Obi, in his goodwill message said the practice has been a slow and difficult one, but there has been significant progress. Also speaking at the event, the Executive Secretary, National Board for Technical Education, Professor Idris Mohammed Bugaje, who was represented by Dr. Rufa Ibrahim, unveiled the organic crop production curriculum, while urging provosts and heads of Agric institutions to get it. He said works are underway to get that of the HND ready. Let's also hear from him.
The way the country is now, it's even impossible for us to buy everything we need. But organic agriculture supports us both in our health, in good food, and reduction in waste. Now, I have spoken about this postgraduate program, and I plead again. It is possible for these colleges of education to mount what we call flagship courses. But the matter of postgraduate programs is what we have to think about again, and the association will start working on it, because the association have members in the university, and that is going to be interesting that we take record of it and we'll start working on it to see how we can deal with that, because people are equally interested in that. When this program was conceived, Dr. Rufai is here, field visit was something that was supposed to happen tomorrow. But I told Wale, no, because currently Abuja is not safe to put people in 2 buses and move to the field. So we'll consider it in subsequent activities, but for now, it is not very safe for us to go to the field. But as we move on, the association, as I will have promised, will support us in as when we want to establish our farm. We can group us into regional groups so that we can have field visit and work together. Now, finally, I plead with those in the north. The association is still very weak in the north. Can you assist us to establish organic farms? With those organic farms, you register as member. We use your institutions and membership as seed to start our associations from the north. If that happens, it will be fantastic because we would have covered all the states in the federation. One of the things that the association is doing currently is to form cooperatives. Cooperatives is what we use to do business, and cooperative is what we use to support those that want to do business to be able to produce and sell internationally. Because one of our targets is, can we meet the demand for our products internationally? For instance, ginger from Nigeria is the best in the world, and we are not meeting our target, and people are even coming, asking and begging, but we can't. But if we're able to put our resources together, it will be easy for us to achieve that, and a lot of money is involved. It must have to be organic ginger. Because of time, we'll not be able to deal with all that we need to deal with, but tomorrow is another day.
As part of our goodwill message, it has taken us time and resources to come up with this national diploma curriculum on organic agricultural technology. It was solely sponsored by EOA, both the pre-critique and the national critique workshop. We thank them immensely for this development. Finally, we thank God the Almighty for helping us to achieve this tremendous task. The curriculum is here. In fact, some institutions have already started applying to mount this program. They have applied for resources inspection. In fact, we visited one 2 weeks ago, that is Federal College of Agriculture, Ibadan. And hopefully it will be granted approval to commence. We brought copies of the curriculum here so that institutions can have it. Even though it will be sold at a token of 10,000 naira per copy. It's a token. If you do the dollar conversion, you will see what I mean. Mr. Dominic, can you raise a sample so that it can be seen by our participants? So that's the copy. We urge you to buy copies, keep one in the provost or rector's office, some copies in the department, and some even in the library, so that other staff and students can have access to it. And it is our hope that before the students of ND Organic Agriculture start graduating, we will have the HND option ready in place. With your support, we will do that. And it will not only be HND Organic Agriculture. My own thinking is that it will open up. The ND will be the pillar, and it will open up because we have crops, animals, and we intend to open it in such a way that we will have HND Organic Crop Production Technology, HND Organic Animal Production Technology, and even HND Organic Horticultural Technology. So let's see how we go about it, and if there are any suggestions, we are ready to listen, so that we will give ourselves, the students, and the country in general a better option. You know, the world keep on changing, and we intend to change with the world so that we can be up to date and be able to give our customers what they need. The national president was just talking about healthy eating. Honestly, nowadays, if you take an example of a broiler chicken, you will see that there is not only broiler starter, but there is super starter. And that super starter, I can honestly tell you, is super cancer. Because by the time you impute all those chemicals inside that super starter which the broilers are taking, they will grow to an eminent size. And those chemicals will not only stop the growth there, by the time you take that organic broiler, it will continue to grow in you, and you will soon have a tumor which will grow into a cancer. So healthy eating is good. Healthy eating is very good. I believe all of us here in this hall are more than 40. And by the time you reach that 40, you begin to decline in age. And before you know it, if care is not taken, you will not be eating what you are supposed to be eating. They begin to tell you BP. They begin to tell you sugar and so many other things. So we need that healthy eating, even though it will come at a small token increase in price, but we need it. So please, let's try to encourage people to go for healthy food, to embrace organic agriculture, so that we will be able to live well by eating well.
The chairperson, EOA, National Steering Committee, and Deputy Director, Farm Support Services, Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Mrs. Ego Janet, said the curriculum couldn't have come at a better time. She harped on the importance, amongst which she said was job creation and healthy nation building.
This curriculum is one of those things that we need at this time. I was talking with Mr. President in the vehicle while we were coming. He said the youth seems not to be interested in agriculture because of the way we portray it. The pictures we used to have in those days are farmers wearing tattered clothes, haggard looking, wretched. But that is not the prospect of agriculture. I decided to study agriculture because that is what I know how to do best. Even in my dream, I can farm. And that is what we do where I came from. Now, somebody is prospecting the curriculum that the schools of colleges of agriculture should take up the course. I bring it to every parent, to every unemployed youth on the streets of Nigeria. This course will put food on people's table. This organic agricultural course that we are launching today, we make people employable. We make people employer. You will just see agriculture that it is well done and is the best thing to be done. Produce just vegetable. I was talking to him, I was telling him we want to establish an organic market in Abuja. But one of the bane that we have for about a year or so that where we have not established is because of produce. If we open the market, Where are the produce? Who is going to grow the vegetable? Madam was saying she grows her vegetable. There is always a saying in this association that grow what you eat. Use your crops or produce as medicine, not medicine as food. I know people that when they take drug on daily basis, they can take about 25 capsules of different natures, and they must take it to live. What does it cost you if you eat vegetables and fruit that are organically grown, and you don't need to take all this medicine that will cut short your life? You are what you eat. If you just take your time to go to the hospital, I'm a news person. I listen to news, I read dailies. Just give me news. You can keep me in the room for the next 1 week. I won't go out. A governor in the north, I'm not going to tell you the state now, cry aloud on the front page of the Sun newspaper. My people are dying of kidney failure. What is causing the kidney failure? And when you come to the fertilizer consumption in Nigeria, I'm from farm input, anything input. Agriculture, the mother, Federal Ministry of Agriculture, the mother of all agriculture. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We are the mother. So we are not dropping anyone for anyone, but we can preach. You know, when we come to the dashboard of fertilizer consumption, this state happens to be one of the states that drink fertilizer. They can put 10 bags of fertilizer in an hectare of land. Very well, the produce will come out. But what are you eating? So what happened? My mother died, my grandmother died at 96. This is the second time I'm saying it in this association. She never used glasses. I'm in my early 50s and I've been using glasses for the past 30 years. What am I eating that my grandmother was not eating? So, this course is a holistic course, is a course that all of us should embrace. Because I know there are a lot of people in Nigeria that has money and they will throw it into this. But they don't have time. These our young men and women can become manager. I told the president we can aggregate most of them to be cooperative and we help them to seek fund where they can stand on their own, grow organic produce that are highly sorted in the EU and all over the world. Somebody wants organic ginger, but the man came to my office, Mommy, where do I test this ginger now? I want to send it to organic. I said, what to India? I said, what ginger? I now call the person at the other end. What kind of ginger do you want? He said it's organic ginger. I said, Baba, you just brought this one, no, it's not organic, and you cannot buy. And they want to buy euro and euro and euro of thousands of euros. So how are we going to incorporate those our ginger farmers in Kaduna to be able to grow organic ginger and earn high premium? I will not take much of your time, but I want you to see this course from the perspective of putting food on the table, of taking shame from some of our children that are still asking us, that are 30 years but they are still in our houses, asking us to give them pocket money and buy fuel for their vehicles. Vehicles we bought for them anyway. So please, it is not only for colleges of agriculture. Let's buy it and read it and see where we can fit in, where our children can come in. If he has masters that is not working, let him put his masters at home and go and get this diploma, and he will be a better person.
In his presentation, the coordinator, Ecological Organic Agriculture Initiative in West Africa, Mr. Badamoso Yewale, spoke on the need for human capacity development for organic agriculture. Let's hear from him.
When we say organic, what are we really talking about? What are we talking about? A lot of people have come to give us information on organic agriculture. There are a lot of misconception about organic agriculture. Some people with organic agriculture to the use of organic fertilizer. The moment you use organic fertilizer, you are doing organic farming. I've heard that from even professors. Yes. Give me next slide. So when we talk about organic agriculture, what we're talking about, how does it come? Organic agriculture came to be as early as the towards the end of the 19th century to the beginning of this century that we have. What was the challenge? The challenge is that some people saw that if we continue agriculture the way we are doing it, eventually we may not have a future. We may not have a future. Our future is good. And this is what this course is also trying to address. It's addressing what? The future. The future gap. So, around those periods in the 19th, they came together, okay, don't let us do it the way that we use synthetic inputs. It is not eco-friendly. They move forward to the second level, which we call organic 2.0, which is, okay, if we are doing this thing, now, you know, it is the area where we break the norms. We said, let's do organic agriculture, but we'll do it according to a standard, according to a specific rule. Now, how do we now say this rule are there? How do we enforce this rule? It takes us to standard and certification, which is one of the tools that we are also doing awareness on in this program today, using PGS as a tool that we'll be discussing tomorrow, doing your presentation of PGS tomorrow. Then the last one now came, Organic 3.0. What does Organic 3.0 talks about? Talks about, okay, if you have done this with standard, then we should be able to get the premium price. It talks about issue of marketing, issue of sustainability for the entire process. So it is a system that some people looked at and say, okay, if we continue this agriculture the way we are doing it, we may not have a future. The ministry says they are mother of all. Yes, we do. What we are saying is that as much as given to the inorganic, also give the organic also the same opportunity. That's what we are talking about. So that is the genesis and how organic starts. Now, when we talk about organic agriculture, there are some things that we need to also consider. That we need to consider. Why is it important? Why the need for why we also call it for the need for capacity building? Why do we as an institution need to float it? Let's look at some global, let's go to the next slide. Let's look at some global trend. When we look at some trend, next slide please. Okay, some statistics that we have here shows us some things as per what organic agriculture is in the world right now. And you can see the information for Nigeria. Please move the video so that you can see this slide. Okay, you can see the indicators that we have. We have organic agricultural land. We have it to be, at present, just about 64,000 hectares documented for organic agricultural land in Nigeria. Meanwhile, globally, we have over 94 million hectares documented. In Africa, we have just about 2 million. And from that 2 million, Nigeria accounts for just 64 hectares. In fact, in 2009, Nigeria accounted for just 3,000. 2009 when the data has been collected to now. So you can see the progression from 3,000, now 2024 we have what? 24,000, 64,000. So that's the first level. So you can see that, of course, there are increase. And for us to have that increase, it means something must be there that is interesting for us to pick. Secondly, when we look at the when we look at the producer, number of producers, we also have it as documented to just about 2,200 compared to what we have in Africa, 975,000 and the world. In terms of export markets, we have three. You have just three products being exported that are documented, and those three are to this tune. You have just three products to the tune of 672 metric tons. And we have, for retail, we don't have data for retail because the system within is not totally strong. We have pockets of information, a lot of adulteration, and so the gathering information at the local level, at the national level is still a bit tricky. And we have global trade going to the tune of 134 billion. That is not a small money. Are we together? That is not a small 134 billion euro. That is not a small money. We are looking at a situation where, as a country, we are looking at diversification, increasing income. This also is a major tool where we really need to work on. Next slide, please. Now, okay, I'm sure that some of us are familiar with this particular story. It is a publication of 2015, where EU banned exportation of agricultural produce from Nigeria to Europe as a result of one particular dichlor pesticide, which was reported to just be supposed to be less than between 0.1 and 0.4. But we have it from our produce to be between 0.4 to 4.6, which was the reason for the call for the ban. And you can see if at that level we also have agricultural import giving us income as a country, what the kind of strength that dollar has today will not have such strength. Do you understand? Because also would have also been an exporting nation to command more forex, which is what the federal government is trying to address right now to ensure that majority of the trade locally are done even in naira. I saw EFCC saying that embassies should charge Nigerians with naira just some days ago, so that the naira can also be strengthened. So if we have such ban to move things outside where we will pay forex to strengthen our nation, you understand, then it's not also not good for us. Then how do we address this? Which is the answer that we want to answer. All of us will be doing together.
And that's the size of our package for this week on Agric Today. Join us again, same time, same station next week, as we will be giving you the second day of this workshop. Bye for now.